The McElroy brothers are not experts, and their advice should never be followed. Travis insists he's a sexpert, but if there's a degree on his wall, I haven't seen it. Also, this show isn't for kids, which I mention only so the babies out there will know how cool they are for listening. What's up, you cool baby?
It's familiar, but not too familiar, but not too not familiar. It's a new craze. Hey, good girls, do you wanna just say, hey, I wanna? Just say, hey, I wanna.
Welcome to My Brother, and Me, an advice show for the modern era. I'm your oldest brother, Jesse Thorn, America's radio sweetheart.
I'm the middle brother, Dave Holmes, captain of the industry.
And I am the youngest brother, Rhea Butcher, the Lady James Dean, or Pamplemousse, if you so choose.
What a joy to be here on My Brother, and Me. It's MaxFun Mix-em-Up Week.
Sure is.
This has a real name, and that is not what it is. And I'm the owner of MaximumFun.org. I should know what it is. But the point is that everyone is flip-flopperooing all this week, and the three of us are in for the Brothers Mac. I, of course, am the host of Bullseye with Jesse Thorn and Jordan Jesse Go, and the bailiff on Judge John Hodgman.
I am the host of International Waters and nothing else.
And I, Rhea Butcher, am the host of Wham Bam Pow and nothing else.
To be fair, Dave, at any given time, you're the host of 15 to 20% of America's television programs.
Not so much anymore.
Have you abandoned television programs?
America's television sweetheart.
You're so busy.
I have a show that might be coming back.
Uh-huh.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But no, writing has really been sort of my focus recently.
You got a book coming out?
I got a book coming out.
You're writing for Esquire?
That's correct.
All kinds of stuff. Have you seen Dave's stuff in Esquire, Rhea?
I have seen Dave's stuff in Esquire. It's great stuff in
Thanks.
Esquire.
Also, this is a true story. Probably shouldn't address it, but why not? Let's do it.
Sure.
Who cares?
Yeah.
My TV agent disappeared.
What?
Disappeared.
Well,
Oh my
like on a
God.
vacation in Bermuda?
Legitimately, nobody knows where he is.
Wow.
He left the agency.
Is this the next season of Serial?
Maybe.
Sounds good to me.
I got an email from his private account saying I'm not at Paradigm anymore, and I'll get back to you in the next couple of weeks. That was 6 months ago. I haven't heard from him.
Whoa.
He's just gone. And like I know other people who were rep by him. They don't know where he is. Nobody knows where he is.
What a Hollywood caper.
It's a real Hollywood caper.
That is amazing, Dave.
It's kind of amazing, yeah. And I've been so busy doing other things that I haven't tried to get an agent. So I'm kind of just hanging out right now.
Footloose and agent free.
Footloose and agent and manager free.
Wait, Dave.
I'm like Bill Murray, but much less successful.
Was this agent inconsistent in the past?
There were.
I mean, all the agents, you go through periods where they won't call you back, as I understand.
That's for sure. That's definitely true, especially in my case. But he would vanish for a couple of weeks at a time, and there was always some sort of like family emergency, and his family was in another country, so it was like okay, it was plausible that there could be numerous family emergencies, but I think that it was more.
Do you think? Given that you're saying other countries and all those things, do you think that perhaps this gentleman is a double agent?
I would buy it. I would believe it.
I think he's a double agent.
He could be. He could be.
This is a great movie pitch, by the way.
Yeah,
a double agent who's a Hollywood
an actual
agent.
Yeah, welcome to show business, my brother and me.
Yeah.
We're bringing a little
Boom.
Hollywood to the table here.
Sure.
Sorry, McElroy brothers, have fun in flyover country.
Listen, we're deep inside the industry. We
Yes.
can't help but talk about it.
We're
It's our daily
double
lives. We
agents.
live and breathe it.
Dave hosts a television show for a cable channel that no one is sure really exists.
It's true. It
I
does
hosted
exist.
I hosted a television show for a cable network that nobody really exists that got canceled after 4 months 5 years ago.
IFC exists.
Rhea's working on a new TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
many
here is
TV
in show
shows.
business.
Yeah. What's a TV show?
Lindsay's on the boards this week. She's got her own. She's got her own web series. Brian and Lindsay will totally eat
Don't
that.
I know it?
It's hilarious. Dave got really upset when he found some of the Brian and Lindsay will totally eat that food
Sure
in the
did.
closet.
Oh, yeah.
I found some soft Oreos with a pink center.
Yeah.
Like they had been cooked rare.
There.
I don't like it. No, thank you.
Okay, guys.
Oreo people.
Let's
of
get
Japan.
into some advice. Here's a letter from Pugnacious in the Panhandle.
Oh boy.
My best friend and I have lived together for 2 years. 3 months ago, he confessed his undying love to me, and now we have been dating ever since I am a girl.
Okay.
It's been going pretty perfectly, except for one thing. We fight constantly. Not personal fights, but arguments about the effect of light on silicone breasts versus real breasts, who would get pulled over faster, a Jeep or a Saab, are sandals okay to wear, etc. We've always argued like this, and I like that we can debate about things, but now that we are dating, it hardly promotes romantic affections, and we can't just leave it alone like we used to. How can me and my boyfriend find a way to debate without going over the top into an unnecessary fight? This is a classic. This is a classic nerd's dilemma.
It sure is. Yeah, I want to
I
have.
think we've all faced this.
Yeah, I want to have ridiculous, useless fights about nothing that are just sort of like, this to me is like a step down from playing Settlers of Catan in a bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
having the effect of light on silicone bread. Nobody knows or cares. You don't care. You just want to fight. And by the way, they're not unnecessary because they got you together as a couple.
Are
Yes.
there things? Are there
point,
other
Dave.
fun things that they could do together? Like, I
Well-
think that might be like they're so used to having this classic activity of picking an arbitrary distinction and
Right.
fighting over it.
They could figure out a way to discuss these things as opposed to fight over these things. Because if this is a relationship that they consider to be the one, that's how you're going to have to figure that out.
Right.
You're going to have to figure out how to say like, well, you know what? I just think silicone breasts take light in a different way. And just be the one that leaves it alone. Right?
We're going to have to agree to disagree about this
Exactly.
thing that doesn't affect
Because
anyone.
she
I think this
says
is
like
like
they
quitting.
used to leave it alone.
I think it's like quitting smoking. I think you have to give something else to occupy the oral
Get
fixation.
a rubber band and
Yeah.
put it around their wrists and snap it every
Snap,
time
snap,
they fight.
snap.
Maybe they should just read that one book about quitting
Alan
smoking that
Carr,
everyone likes so much.
The Easy Way Method, which I promote and used myself.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
I did.
How long did you smoke?
16 years.
Wow, 12
And I
for
have
me.
not smoked in 4.
I haven't smoked in
What is
11.
How does the method work?
Congrats, Dave.
Rhea?
Thank you.
It actually is just like a reprogramming of your brain, and not in a culty way.
Well, it sounds like these guys need to reprogram their brains.
They do, where
mean,
you just
culty
go
or
like,
otherwise.
oh, I don't and never needed this thing because it's not doing anything for me.
Right.
Nicotine, the drug, doesn't actually do anything for you other than rewire your brain. So basically, the book is anti-nicotine, or
Sure.
nicotine kryptonite, if
Yeah.
you will.
Did you do anything to replace it, or just rewire your brain?
I just
How did
rewired
you
my brain
rewire your brain? Did you
by reading the book.
Got it?
And
so
like,
maybe they
actually,
should
I listened
just
to
read
the
this
audiobook, which was really helpful, having another person telling me those things and then having that person's voice as my inner monologue instead of myself, because I
Yeah.
can talk myself into and out of basically anything.
I think-
But if I have a British dude telling
Yeah.
me, you don't need this filthy weed
Are
in my
you-
head, then I can stick with it.
Are you a huge prissy nightmare about cigarette smoke like
Yes,
I am?
I hate it.
I hate it so
Except
much.
like 1 out of every 10, I'll go, oh, that smells delicious.
Yes, it's
But
gonna be 0 out
I'm
of
sure
a
it
million
is. I used to
in a
be
year,
angrier
believe me.
about it. When I first quit, I was like, this is disgusting at everybody on the street. But now I can just silently do that. Mm-hmm. But yes, I hate it. It's
I'm
disgusting.
so utterly repulsed by it that I can't believe how much I used to love it.
I loved it. And I
Loved it.
walked into a bar in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta recently, and I looked around, and there were ashtrays on because we opened the door, and I went, what the hell is this? And then there were
Yeah.
ashtrays on all the tables, and I was like, we got to get out of here. There's no way.
Yeah.
'Cause apparently you can still smoke in bars in Atlanta.
My
disgusting.
recommendation is that they learn karate together.
That's a good
or
point.
just you know what? Like this letter to me feels like to me the subtext is, aren't we adorable? Aren't we just a pair of little stinkers? And like, listen to
how
me and the
cute we
cute little
are.
arguments that we have. She doesn't really
Good point.
care. She's obviously turned on by the arguments. So is he. That's how they got together. It was a Dave and Maddie in Moonlighting kind of a situation. They finally gave in to their
Yeah.
passions. They're going out now. She's like, is this a problem? No, it's not a problem. It's what keeps your weird, unhealthy relationship alive.
Right before the microphones went on, we were talking about Magnum PI. I think we should really focus in all our cultural references to 1981.
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, Moonlighting was like 87.
Oh, okay.
86, 87.
That's
Let's
pretty
just
reasonable.
focus on the 80s. How about that? We
Yeah.
could just do the
Let's
whole
do it
the
totally
80s.
80s. Rhea, you got a Yahoo there for us?
I do have a Yahoo. This was sent in by Ty Von Plinsky, and this is from Yahoo
Thanks, Ty.
Answers user Sierra. My phone won't turn on after blood moon last night? ? I went outside to go watch the moon, and I grabbed my phone to take some pictures, and it glitched, and then wouldn't turn on. Still won't. Did this happen to anyone else, or is it just a coincidence?
Yeah,
Didn't
I
happen to
think
me.
it's because of the blood moon.
I think it's because of the blood moon. I also think it's because of Jake Arrieta's performance that evening against, I believe, the Pirates.
I don't know.
Almost threw a perfect game no-hitter.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I have been pregnant with a demon baby since the blood moon. Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
they're related?
No.
That could be. There could be. That could be a relation.
To
Is it
be
kick?
fair,
Have you felt a kick?
I felt it's felt more like a punch.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, this is starting to add up.
Okay, but I
Punch him,
should
baby.
add one other thing. Right before the blood moon, just because I was so excited about the blood moon, I allowed myself to make love to a demon
Oh, see, there's your trouble.
who
Did this have anything to do with the blood
inserted
moon, or you were
his
just into
demon seed deep
Oh.
inside me.
Oh, okay.
it? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are
But
your
I'm
eyes?
still thinking blood moon, right? I mean, it was
Sure.
like 25% bigger than a regular moon.
Right.
It was a beautiful night.
Has your
wasn't it?
phone been working since the demon impregnated you?
No, but it was inside the demon for quite a long time.
The phone was inside the
yeah.
demon for. Okay.
And it might have gotten gummed up. You know,
yeah.
the works
Do you
might
have
gotten
like a
gummed
square
up.
trade on that phone? Because like
I do not. I
Oof.
did not get the extra
it's
warranty.
not
I think
covered
those
by demon
warranties
water
are-
damage.
Yeah. Boy.
Accidental demon water damage.
Have you thought about names?
Well, my first thought is Beelzebub Jr.
Oh, that's fun.
Just because it's just sort of in a tribute to the dad. And
Sure. But also, it's
Bubs.
like you're making it your own.
yeah, that's
It's like
really true.
Anthony
Yeah, exactly.
instead of Anthony.
With a PH.
Yeah.
My wife flips out when the tiniest thing in her day goes amiss. She gets stuck in traffic.
Yep.
The kid wakes up 30 minutes early. The person in front of her at HEB, H-E-B, is that a bank?
Yeah, I was trying
No,
to
it's
figure it out.
it's a grocery store.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to debit card.
Teach me how to debit.
Okay.
Teach me how to debit.
That's a great teen dance craze. The problem is she messages me when she's upset about this stuff. And while I try to be supportive, she does it so often I've run out of supportive responses. Any suggestions for responses aside from the usual, I'm sorry, wish I could help, and sad face emoji? Question mark? From sad face emoji in Austin.
I see. Well, once again, the key word here is wife. This is not just a thing that just started happening
Yeah.
6 months ago, I don't think.
This is someone you chose to build a life with.
Right. This has been going on for some time. This is the relationship that you're in.
Yeah.
So get used to it.
Yeah. Get used to it, or you have to just like wean them off of it
Right.
in like only responding to 1 out of 3 or 2 out of, however you got to do it.
Right.
Of just like, sorry, then not the next one.
Is there a cognitive behavioral therapy emoji?
Yeah, it's a
wonder.
knee tapper. There's a knee tapper emoji in there, I think.
Yeah, I think
should be.
that's what
Back
we
and forth,
should do.
back and forth.
I am in a relationship actually that is not unlike this right now. I have a friend who constantly asks questions, just at all times, and like it's stuff that you don't need to ask like at all.
We're
Like,
going to need an
like,
example here, Dave.
like what kind of toilet paper should I get, or
Wow.
like
You really
what's
don't
the,
have
what's
to
the
ask
name of
that
that
question.
what's the name of that bar that's shaped like a barrel, and then like a minute later, the idle hour. Like he'll think of it and then
Just a
text me, and it's like I already
conversation with
fucking know.
himself.
Yeah, and it's just like it keeps going, and we've become like closer friends, but it keeps going, and it's not just me. Even when it's not a group text, I other people will have gotten the same question. And now, and then if you don't give an answer right away, then you get the question mark again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Which is fucking aggressive. And now he's shopping for a new car, and
Oh,
I just
no.
see disaster.
Is Saab
on the
really out of
horizon.
business? Question mark.
Yeah. I just feel like there are going to be so many fucking questions, and it's like it was sort of a charming peccadillo for a while, and now it's getting to the point where it's like, all right.
So do your friends
Stop.
have like a side conversation of like who
Yes.
got the text?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel
And
like
it's-
you show that person that and you just go, this is what you've done to us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and so.
This is what you've reduced us to. We're men in our 40s.
This is what's going on.
Yeah.
Then maybe he might change.
Dave,
Maybe.
I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on interpersonal relationships, but I am an expert on the world of interactive CD-ROMs.
Yeah.
And my suggestion is that you get this guy a copy of Microsoft Encarta. It not
There it is.
only has a lot of information on all kinds of subjects, it also has full motion video clips and illustrations that you can copy and save and use for school reports.
Aren't there 3D worlds in there too, where you can check out the cherry tree gardens in Washington D.C. in a full 360-degree view?
It's a pretty thrilling development. I don't know if
what
your
a
friend,
wild ride.
If your friend has a Philips CD Interactive, it's going to be a lot
anybody
easier
does,
for
it's
him to
this
take
guy.
a look at it.
I'm looking for some. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can find
Yeah,
some
text
other.
him that.
No, I'm just gonna see if there's some really good questions in here. Never mind. Just keep. No, I'm not gonna fucking blow them up.
I
like
mean,
that.
the
No.
wife, the thing, you just gotta let her, either you have to not care about the fact that she's doing that and just not care anymore.
Right.
Or you really gotta wean her off of it.
Yeah.
You gotta do the easy way. She doesn't need your answers. She will live without the filthy weed of your answers. And just
Is
stop.
your answer to every single question that we get
Filthy
today
Quit
going to be
smoking.
reprogram your brain?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and what's maybe like a deterrent? Like there are those collars that will emit like a terrible smell.
Oh,
or
citronella
something.
collars for dogs.
Yeah, for dogs.
Maybe you
is
can
there
get
a
one of
way that
those.
you can? Well, yeah, get her a collar. If that doesn't work, then just
she
if
barking
she
at
starts,
all?
if she like texts something that seems frivolous or too much or too upset or whatever, respond in a way that you know is going to annoy her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good
just
point.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
so that it's like this is what you get. This is what you
You
get.
just write
And-
back like Hodor or something.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what she writes, write Hodor.
Right, or like a picture of Gary Busey or whatever, just anything, anything.
Yeah, if you,
A soft pink Oreo.
I would recommend. My recommendation is you got to make a hotkey. You got to make a Busey hotkey. I don't want you to have to go through all the steps of,
Copy
I
and
guess,
paste.
probably
Keep that thing on a
drawing a
clipboard.
picture of Gary Busey
Yeah,
with ASCII
In
art.
oils.
I would love to see an ASCII art Busey. That seems like something my brother and me fans could deliver to us. ASCII Busey.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, put that on Tumblr.
There we go.
Hashtag welcome to Night Vale. What do we got on the Yahoos, Rhea?
Yahoos.
On the Yahoos, sent in by Ira Ray from Yahoo's answer user Purple Zeebs! Exclamation point.
Jesus Christ.
How can I face my fears? I have this huge fear of corn mazes. Question mark. Sounds nuts, I know, but you watch Children of the Corn and tell me you aren't afraid too. Also, my cousin got killed in a corn maze 5 years ago. How come they didn't lead with that? And I'm now even more terrified. Update. I want to face my fear because
good.
eventually I will have to go through a corn maze when I go with my friends on Halloween to Canfield's Haunted Attraction. And I don't want to be shown like the chicken.
I don't want to be.
That's the last thing he
Shown
wants to be
like the
shown like.
I don't want to be shown like the chicken.
Oh, shown like the. I understand now.
This sounds like a anime Back to the Future Part 2.
There are few things in the world that are easier to avoid than a corn maze. You know what I mean?
Really conspicuous.
just-
Yeah, you won't
Don't go
just
in.
find yourself in one.
Exactly.
Like a rainstorm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
exactly.
corn's not going to fall out of the sky.
Hey, Marv, I was,
Put itself
I was
into a
looking for
labyrinth pattern.
Circuit City, but all I see here is corns.
And arrows.
No. Yeah, I'm not buying this one at all. I'm not buying this one at all.
You
No.
guys are from the Midwest. Have you guys been in corn mazes?
You know what? The
No.
first time I was in a corn maze, out here.
Really?
And-
I didn't even know
Oh,
they
you know
had
what? Yeah,
corn
I went
mazes
to
in
one by the Sherman
California.
Oaks Galleria a couple years ago.
I think
That was my
that's-
first one
Was
also.
it right
yeah.
by the cemetery?
Maybe
Because I went to one that was across the street from a cemetery that actively had a funeral going on. And I felt very
Maybe it was
bad
for this guy's cousin.
about
Yeah.
about celebrating Halloween across the street from people that were actively mourning the loss of a family
dead
member.
person who was about to come back as a spook.
Yeah, in the corn maze.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
I mean, they could have come back as a ghoul. You don't know that they would have come back as a spook.
I know this guy.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I just don't buy it at all.
I mean, you can
don't
also
have
just
to
be
do
like,
it.
I don't like corn mazes. It kind of freaks me out. My cousin was killed in a corn maze, I think everybody's going to be like, sure, fine, just hang out by the jack-o'-lanterns. We'll be back in 5 minutes. These things don't take very long.
Yeah, I mean, and like, was killed. How? Like,
By the
succumbed
corn
to
maze?
cancer in the middle of a corn maze? Like, was the death attributable to a corn maze? Was he lost forever
Was
and
he
never
in
got
the
out and
corn
then they found his
maze when they
skeleton?
were like taking down the corn maze? And then
He
they
was
just ran the whole
courageous
thing over.
throughout his 18-month battle
And then
For
finally,
the corn maze.
with stomach cancer.
I'm gonna go one better. I don't like Halloween at all. I don't
Yeah.
like scary
part of
movies.
it?
I especially don't like the shitty, scary pseudo-Japanese scary movies
Ooh.
that have come out in America in the last 15 years. Where all their posters look like a copier mistake. And everyone's all herky-jerky, and there's like a kid climbing down the stairs or
then
whatever.
in the corner, their
they're fucking
head is
stupid.
yes,
I
no
don't like
thanks.
haunted houses.
Me neither.
I don't like sexy
Always hated it.
costumes.
Nope.
I don't like fucking crowds in West
As
Hollywood or
Dan
Greenwich
Savage
Village.
says, Halloween is straight people pride.
It is.
Not into it. I
Yeah,
will say
I
this,
don't like it
Dave,
at all.
as a child and looking back as an adult to my childhood, Halloween was one of my favorite
Oh, I loved it.
holidays because I could dress up as a man
Yeah?
and nobody cared. They were
Yeah?
like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Clark Kent again.
I was
like,
C-3PO
yes.
for like 4 years running.
Yeah.
A prissy British robot,
And
which is
nobody
exactly
cared.
what I aspire to be.
I loved it. But
Yeah.
now as an adult, it's like, can we all just grow up a little bit?
Stop it.
Stop. You're carving a pumpkin. You're 38 years old. Let's get on with this.
How about like at the age at which you would stop willingly eating fistfuls of Skittles?
Yeah.
That's when you stop having Halloween.
Yep.
You know, it's
Yep.
not for you anymore.
Yeah,
it's for
it's not.
children. Let
That's
them
for-
have it.
I had a really traumatic Halloween experience as a kid. I went through a brief period of incredibly ambitious Halloween costumes. I would say between the ages of like 10 and 12.
Yes.
Like before when I was old enough to have big dreams, but not quite old enough to be ashamed of them.
to be crushed by them.
Yeah. And I built, with the help of a friend of my mom's who was a professional sculptor, I built a shark that was biting my head off. Like I was like a
Oh,
surfer
wow.
guy, and we built like a 5-foot tall foam rubber on a chicken wire frame shark. That I wore on my shoulders, sort of like the way that you would wear a barrel if you had lost everything in the Great Depression.
Yes, right.
And it had like a window that I could look out of because the shark was over my head and went up into the air. And I was in the Boys and Girls Club, or actually it was just a boys club, the Columbia Park Boys Club in the Mission District of San
The old
Francisco.
boys club.
The old boys club, where we all bought and sold the poor around and smoked stogies around the old
Pick
bumper
the next
pool
30
tables.
presidents
And
and
there,
late night hosts.
there was a costume contest, and I finished second.
What did you get beat out by?
A guy who was wearing his dad's police uniform.
Oh, come on.
That's not
cut
even
the
a real
shit.
costume.
Cut.
That's ridiculous.
the-
Wait a minute.
Now, granted, he was
was his
carrying
dad
a
still
gun.
alive? No, you should.
Oh God.
No, it was incredible. So the first prize was something great. I mean, to me, it was like
course.
tickets to Marine World Africa USA or something like that. The second prize, I swear to God, this is true. There's a case of Diet 7-Up and a case of strawberry carnation
Oh.
instant breakfast.
Steep
What?
drop off from first to second.
That was
Steep
just
drop
stuff
off
that was there.
A case of
that no one wanted.
Third prize was some mail,
a case of
couple of
Some
catalogs.
opened.
Yeah.
Diet 7-Up.
Oh, that's
Diet
not cool at
7-Up
all.
is quite possibly the most useless soda on the face of the planet.
Ugh.
Oh my God,
bad
that was a
news.
low moment in my
My-
Real low
childhood.
moment.
My best Halloween costume, which I cannot find a photograph of, which is killing me, was when I dressed up, I believe at age 9 or 10, as Data from Star Trek The Next Generation. Full makeup, even had a tricorder and everything. Can't find the tricorder either. Found the box to the tricorder. Can't find the tricorder.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Great costume.
When I was, I think, 8 or 9, I had been C-3PO for like 3 or 4 years running, and it was like the old timey like box that you would get from a drugstore
Oh, yes.
costume where it was like
Plastic,
the plastic
all
mask,
plastic?
and then like a
Plastic
plastic
pullover?
sort of like tarp thing
Art smock?
that would have like a fresco of scenes from Star Wars
I
or
love
The Empire
the
Strikes
idea
Back.
that, like, on November 1st, you returned it to its special corner of your dresser
Mm-hmm.
where it was okay for you to be gay. Like you had a special magical box
No.
of gay things you were allowed to have.
No. I didn't even have that. No. I think we got new ones every year. Yeah. I
Oh,
think
so
it
you
was,
just picked C-3PO every year.
Yeah.
That's even better,
but
actually.
but
Dave.
That's
then,
awesome.
yeah, I mean, because it would be new and improved. There would be, whatever.
Yeah. New
but
stretchier
then-
elastic on the
Yeah.
face mask.
Yeah. New ways to suffocate. And one year I was like, all right, I'm finished with C-3PO. I want to do something new. I wanted to be a punk rocker. And like, this was probably 1979, 80. So like, we didn't, like punk rock was just anything that wasn't normal.
I mean, that's
right?
pretty edgy. Punk rock's pretty edgy in 1979 or 80 in St. Louis, Missouri.
Especially in St. Louis, Missouri. And I said that I was over at a friend's house for dinner, and her mother was like, "I've got just the thing," and she went into her closet and she pulled out a silver sequin pantsuit. Like a little jumpsuit kind of a deal with a matching beret. And she
Oh
was
my
like, this used to be
God.
mine. I used to disco dance in it. I don't wear it anymore. Take it, cut it up, do whatever you want. And I was like, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I took it home and I modeled it for my family. And I was like, I'm going to be a punk rocker. And my brothers who are older were like, that's not at all what a punk rock. That's not at all. Right. And I was like, and I remember this so fucking vividly. I was like, but I can do the splits just like Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger doesn't do the splits.
Nope.
The splits are not considered a punk rock move. Mick Jagger's not considered a punk rock person.
Nope.
No.
Also, I could not do the splits.
I think you were thinking of a real punk rocker, which is, say, James Brown, the godfather of
Maybe,
soul.
yeah. But still, like, it was clear that I could not be deterred, and
Possibly
I wore
Tommy
it.
Tune.
Amazing. Did you wear
Everybody
the
thought
beret
I was a
with it?
pimp. Oh yeah, you
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
bet I did.
Yeah.
Literally,
Did
like
you
a lot of
not-
people asked me, a small child, whether I was a pimp.
Did you alter the costume in any way? The outfit that she gave you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I made some cuts
Oh, okay.
to it
I was
just
gonna
to
say.
make it
Do you
fit.
had any
I'd love if
safety
you-
pins?
Probably.
I mean, your
Through my
safety
nose.
pins seem central.
You would think, but yeah, no. I think I was just really happy to be in glitter. My friend whose mother had given me that, we trick or treated together, and she went as a calculator. Calculator.
That's
Amazing.
fun.
Yeah, I fucked that up. But it's she a little sandwich board with numbers on it,
Yeah, that's fun.
and on the back it said, "I'm a TI."
You know what? That is legitimately fun.
Okay.
It's a fun costume.
I
Yeah, I
enjoy
think so.
that.
I think so.
Okay.
It concerned my family.
I'm glad that we're talking about ghost schools and goblins because this question concerns ghosting. I have recently started my second year of college. I ghosted my friends from high school that are going to different schools so that I wouldn't have to have it fade away and get awkward. Have high school fade away and get awkward. That will happen no matter what.
Yeah.
I feel like I was mainly just friends with them because the school was small and it was either them or no friends.
Yeesh.
Well, now one of them is transferred to my school, and I see him around in my dorms and in my classes. Should I acknowledge him now or just keep ghosting? From Guilty Ghost in Granite State. I want to say, first and foremost, ghosting means leaving without saying goodbye, I think.
Yeah.
But in a hip-hop slang, to ghost someone is to kill them.
To turn them into
Turn them
said
into-
ghost.
Yeah,
Pac-Man
and so
ghosts.
I'm imagining this young gentleman or lady just being like, "Ooh, I do not want to deal with post-college awkward friend relationships.
I better kill my
I
friends.
better murder all of these friends. They wouldn't even have been my friends if it wasn't such a small high school."
Yeah. I mean, it's their fault, really.
Yeah.
Time to kill
Why
them.
did they have to be around?
Yeah.
So
This
rude.
is a person who seems to be afraid of adult relationships
Yes.
Yeah.
and all their complexity.
Ooh, boy.
I think it absolutely behooves this person to say like, I'm gonna be an adult and I'm gonna explain my behavior around you.
No.
Yeah.
I think you could. I think they could. You could just say, for example, "Hey, nice to see you in my class. I hope whatever college you went to before you transferred in here was good. Well, anyway, see you
See you
around the
around."
dining hall."
Yeah. You're not. Yeah. You don't have any particular like duties anymor.
And then when that person says, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" You're like, "I'm pretty busy with school."
If that person says, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" Here's what you do. Tell them to close their eyes and count to 10. While they're doing that, just run away.
Run.
Just run away.
Go the
If you
other
have
way.
classes in common, transfer out of them. Just hide from the person. That's the best thing to do.
hide. Be passive.
If you do want to be friends with them, I mean, I would recommend showing them how to Dougie.
Yes.
Sure.
You know, I think that's going to be
Yeah.
that's going to be your best bet. If you can share the gift of dance, then you're
Sure.
pretty rock solid.
Absolutely.
You want to do
Absolutely.
one more Yahoo before we go into the money zone?
Yeah,
The money
let's do
zone.
one more Yahoo. Well, we have a final Yahoo. Is that the one I'm supposed to do right now? Okie dokie. All right. Well, then I get to choose which one is more open to. You know what? I'm going to do this one. Sent in by Zoe Kinski.
Zoe Kinski.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Zoe
Zoe.
Kinski, daughter of Klaus.
And Natasha. Nastasha.
From Yahoo
Natalia.
Answers user. Sorry, something has gone wrong. Can cars feel love? I really like cars and love driving. I especially like driving well-engineered cars the way they were designed to be driven. Read too fast. That's my inference there.
Yeah.
I recently bought a new car and it just amazes me daily. So tight and quick. This is making me feel weird. But I swear it can feel my love. If I let it get dirty or allow the inside to become not immaculate, it... ... show more. It's printed out improperly, so we'll never know.
Oh, wow.
Update. I've heard that Germans are detail-oriented to the point of being anal. Maybe it's because she's a Fraulein? Or maybe because the company was originally a race car company and race cars are never dirty? Question mark. Update 2. Rob, obviously you're not a driver and you own a Dodge Omni. I feel your pain. Update 3. I have since learned that I might not be love, but karma. And by the way, people with no feelings for cars and things mechanical don't need to respond. You can get your 2 points in home and garden or something.
Yeah. You're going to need to get their
You guys
points in
all
home
right?
and
I don't
garden.
feel good about this.
I don't like any of the people involved in that thread. I just...
Do you think this was a dragon posting this? Because I know that dragons fuck cars.
I don't want to be made to become chicken.
Was it the space alien from Blondie's Rapture who goes around eating cars, eats Cadillacs, Lincolns too, Mercuries, and Subaru,
Yeah.
and you don't stop.
We're keeping it totally 80s here.
I love the 80s.
Yeah.
No, they can't.
So do you guys think cars can feel love?
No,
yeah,
they can't.
absolutely.
Split decision.
They can feel love, but they interestingly, that's the only emotion they can
The
feel.
only one. They
Well,
don't feel anger.
They
or
also
fear.
feel Schadenfreude,
Of course.
which
The
is
just
happiness at the
Volkswagens,
pain
though,
of
right?
others.
Yeah.
That's just Volkswagen.
Just Volkswagens.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird
Wouldn't-
software thing.
Wouldn't
the
you admit,
engineers put in.
however, that Volkswagens are like the physical embodiment of
Schadenfreude?
Thank you. I'm having a rough morning.
You mean because they were born of the Nazis?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're great cars. Ugh.
This got really dark really fast.
Way to go, Zoe.
Thanks.
Hey,
Klaus
listen.
Bringing that
Kinski.
into our lives.
Let's take a break and go to the money zone. Down, 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 down.
Oh, you McElroy brothers, you're always such cut-ups.
They sound a little different, don't you think?
These people aren't fucking brothers.
Oh my God.
They're not brothers, they're just funny people.
You've parted the veil.
Boy, it's nice to have a fucking week off. Jeez,
Oh boy.
Pete.
Except that it wasn't really a week off because we recorded 2 other podcasts that aren't ours. You probably recorded what, like 4?
Like
Good
100,000 podcasts.
God. So many podcasts. We're caught in a tornado of podcasts, but this one we didn't have to do because Jesse, Dave, and Rhea were so kind to step in, and I hope you've been enjoying it. But it's too bad if you have, because now we're stepping in to sell you some shit.
Harry's is our first sponsor this week. They're Harry's.com specifically. I almost said Pacifically like a baby, and I'm not sure
Oh
why.
my
That
God.
wouldn't have
Justin's been
funny.
reading a lot of the old family circus.
Harry's meat bulbs offer a high quality shit. No, they're razors actually.
Harry's Paschetti is the tenderest noodles around.
Harry's razors offer a high quality shave that's better for your face and for your wallet. They got a $15 starter set. It's got a razor, foaming shave gel or shave cream, and 3 razor blades plus free shipping. I love Harry's stuff. I especially like their aftershave. I'm huge in their aftershave. I think it smells great. But they got a ton of good stuff. And here's the good news. If that $15 price tag is still a little rich for you, you can go to harrys.com and get $5 off the starter set if you use the code MYBROTHER, that's all one word, And you can start shaving better to get today. Again, that's harrys.com and use the coupon code MYBROTHER for $5 off that starter set.
My brother. What's wrong with us? What's wrong? We've been stumbling a lot.
We're drunk.
I don't think we're drunk. I think we've got the yips.
Half of us are drunk.
This is the first time we've ever explicitly had my brother mean competition. I feel like I'm back in middle school and I'm auditioning for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I completely botch my monologue. But then Jesse Thorn steps up and he does a perfect Mr. Tumnus, and then I know I'm just out of a job.
So you were saying?
I was saying that my brother and me is supported in part by Warby Parker, a new concept in eyewear. Fashion-forward prescription glasses start at $95, and that includes prescription lenses. These lenses are going to help you see better, guaranteed. With their home try-on program, you can order 5 pairs of glasses, and they'll be shipped directly to your home. You try them on, you pick the frames you like, you send back the frames that you picked as a joke for free, with no obligation to purchase. You don't have to buy them. You bought them as a joke to put on, and you showed your friends, and they were like, "What are you doing?" Just kidding. All of Warby Parker's frames are very sexy. I'm guessing. Anyway, you can go to warbyparker.com/mybrother. You can get a free 3-day ship on your final frame choice.
3-day ship.
You can get a 3-day ship.
Finally, the slang nobody asked for is here.
It's a boat, and after 72 hours, and it is reduced to Flinders.
Like
anyway,
Titanic.
that is warbyparker.com/mybrother. All one word. Go there. Get that free 3-day ship. Get those frames, put them all on your face at the same time. Say you're a 10-eyed monster man. A Halloween costume solved.
I got a message for Christopher Zagel from Paul and Tim. And Paul and Tim say, "Wow, you're marrying Wonderful Meg. Congratulations to you and congratulations to Wonderful Meg. We hope your hearts together become swollen with power. May your love be huge and vulnerable and dumb." That's lovely.
It's very sweet.
I wish I'd thought to come up with a nickname like Wonderful Meg.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Justin, I also want to point out...
Delectable Hoops.
Delectable Hoops is very good.
Thank you.
My God.
It's just off the tip of my tongue.
It's just right off the dome. I do want to point out that you said, "Wow," like Christopher Walken, and then I almost made a joke like, "Wow, you sure sound like Christopher Walken." But then I knew you would then proceed to do the rest of the message as Mr. Walken.
You've done well. That was good instincts holding off on that. Wow.
Restraint.
That's all I can do, but that's a pretty good Christopher Walken. Wow. If you ever need a Christopher Walken sound alike for your project, and you need him to just say "wow" and then exit the scene immediately.
Hey, all right, Blizzard Entertainment.
How about
looking for something to
it's enough for a fucking Hearthstone card, right?
Well, no, I was specifically talking about World of Warcraft.
Got a message for Buyer, and it's from Malachi, Grace, Maddie, Carson, and Bridget Underwood.
Why did Bridget get 2 names? Are they all
Underwoods, I think, is what I actually think might be happening. The message says, "Congratulations on putting a ring on the love of our lives with a combined total 72 years experience as the lucky friends of Bridget Bello. We could not have parted with her to anyone less worthy. We look forward to many years of fresh croissant, game nights, karaoke, and your fine Viking company. Couldn't be happier to call you our brother." That is very sweet.
Wow.
Wow, what a sweet message. Wow.
Congratulations, Bayer. Christopher Walken.
Bayer, that's a family that you have entered into that seems very happy. I'm using wow as an accelerant to put the flame on the dying embers of this Christopher Walken impression as it dawdles away from me like an unruly toddler. Wow.
It's been a fun money zone.
It's been a pretty good money zone. Miss Travis, he's covering for Mark Maron this week.
That's not true.
He's interviewing Barry the Prez, a known Barack Obama impersonator.
We literally called him to see if he could do it. He didn't answer. Sorry, Trav. You gotta think quick. You gotta be quick on the draw.
Crumbles. Thanks to all of you.
Thanks to all of you for donating and making MaxFun Swap Week a possibility. So here, let's break it down for him.
Okay.
As you can tell, Rhea, Jesse, and Dave did my brother me this week. That means me, Justin, and Travis did Jordan Jesse Go, this week
with Chuck Bryant from Stuff You Should Know.
Stuff You Should Know. I thought it turned out funny. Justin and I were a little slap happy because we've been on a work bender for like 5 straight days, and
we were drinking. Like you could just say we were
super
drinking.
drunk. And we talked about almost exclusively. We talked about the grinder.
Yes,
and we talked about 2 things: the weather in Georgia and the grinder. We talked about the grinder for about 25 minutes.
Griffin invented a game from a drunken mispronunciation called Fuck Carrie Mill.
Fuck Mill Carry.
Fuck Mill Carry, where you have to decide between fucking, milling, or carrying.
Anyway, it got real, and it was fun. You can find us there on Jordan Jesse Go this week. So what are the other things? Oh, the Adventure Zone. So the guys at the Flop House, a very, very, very funny podcast you should be listening to, swapped with us this week at the Adventure Zone. That means that they did an arc on the Adventure Zone, which, Justin, I don't know if you've listened to it yet. It ties into the end of our first story arc.
Really?
It's cool.
You haven't shared it with me yet.
It follows the events of the first story arc of the Adventure Zone. I liked it a whole lot. It's like 2 hours long. It's beefy. So that's going to be on Thursday. And then
we should have broken that into 2. Really milked this shit. Got a nice little breakaroo.
And then us, my brother and me bros, and our dad, who is also on the Adventure Zone, we did the Flop House where we talked about the movie Leprechaun Origins. It was a nightmare, but I think it was fun too. And then
Sawbones switched with Ono, Ross, and Carey. So
yes.
Ross and Carey is doing Sawbones this week, and we were supposed to have an episode for them this weekend, but my tooth is abscessed, and my life's a living hell, and I can't finish it this weekend. But next weekend, strap in.
We're stretching out. It's MaxFun Swap Month, baby. Who knows where we're going to end up next?
Yep.
Marin. He's not on, I cannot stress this enough. He is not on the MaxFun Fun Network of Profit.
Wait. Wow. I didn't know.
Stupid dumb show. Can we throw it back to the professionals?
Here you go, professionals. Wow. Back to you in the studio.
Take this baby bird from us. We've been trying to nurse it back to health, but we done crushed it.
I'm Cameron Esposito. I'm Rhea Butcher.
I am Ricky Carmona.
And we are the cast members, podcastiness of Wham Bam Pow. That's an action and sci-fi movie podcast you can find on MaximumFun.org or on iTunes. And what do we do? News reviews and things you can use. Tons of things you can use.
We break it down so it can forever be broken.
Hilarious jokes. Plus, sometimes there's a dog in the studio. Sometimes there's a dog here. We'll see you in your earbuds.
Welcome back to My Brother, and Me. I'm your oldest brother, Jesse Thorn, from other shows.
I'm your middle brother, Dave Holmes, from another show.
And I'm your little brother, Rhea Butcher, from other stuff and always wanting to be a little brother.
Aww.
Yeah, it's great. Dreams come true.
I'm really proud of the work we're doing so far.
Me too.
I'm proud of Dave's totally 80s references.
Thanks.
Killing it.
I'm proud of
Gag me with a spoon,
Rhea's...
guys. Do it. Come on.
I'm proud of Rhea's focus on brain reprogramming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud that I managed to bring in the Philips CD Interactive.
Sure.
Which is basically the only reference I'm capable of generating.
This is great. We should do this more often.
We really should.
Here's
I
something
feel good about this. I really do.
Here's something
I
from
like the chemistry.
Cackling in Canada, okay?
Okay.
I'm not a particularly funny person, but sometimes I accidentally say real gutbusters. That leave people.
Occasionally I say real Ghostbusters.
Sometimes I accidentally
Occasionally
say the
I
real
just recite the entire
Ghostbusters.
screenplay of Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2.
Sometimes I watch the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, sometimes I watch the other Ghostbusters, the terrible
with
one.
the monkey.
Yeah. Purple, was it Purple the monkey? On the
No,
original
I think you're
Ghostbusters?
thinking of Purple Gorilla. Wait. Grape ape is what you're thinking of.
Direct your comments to the McElroy brothers.
This gorilla was wearing a safari cowboy hat with the one side up like Jurassic Park.
He was big though. He was a gorilla,
A big guy.
right?
Yeah, he's not a monkey. I was just using a umbrella term.
It's okay. A few people already let Griffin and Justin and
I'm
Travis
sure,
know
yes.
that
I'm
some
incorrect.
lady came on their podcast and confused apes and monkeys. I'm not a particularly funny person, but sometimes I accidentally say real gut busters that leave people gulping for air for excruciatingly long periods of time. I've never ever known what to do while they're still laughing, besides sit around awkwardly waiting for it to end. Brothers, that's us. As three naturally hilarious people, thank you very much, although it's a skill we've developed over many years. It wasn't
it's
just
true.
born into us.
Right.
Do you have any
Colin.
advice for dealing with this situation? Sincerely, Cackling in Canada.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Leave Canada for a little while.
Okay.
Stop being so Canadian about this.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's being very Canadian about this.
It's a very good
like,
point.
sometimes I'm really funny, so much so that people are suffocating. And I just don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
It's very Canadian.
How can I help them without?
Come to Los Angeles,
Right.
and you'll feel so much better about this, like, immediately. Number one, people are not going to laugh that hard at stuff.
No.
It's going to be a
Right.
lot harder to get those
You know
gut
what?
busters out, because we don't have guts here.
That's true.
None of
We're
us
not
are
souls.
eating.
They will laugh, but it'll be this. Ha! It'll be that.
It will be.
It'll be the laugh
And
of
they'll immediately
recognition.
get on their phone.
Yeah, it's like when you're at a comedy show and
Yep.
another comic is there. You can't laugh anymore.
No.
They're laughed out,
All
but they
laughed
want
out.
to acknowledge that they know that you've told a joke.
Yep.
So it's that laugh, and it's also the Frasier laugh of like when there's like they've made a deep cut joke on Frasier, and your friend who gets it because he saw that Gilbert and Sullivan thing one time goes ha.
Yep.
Because he wants you to know you got it.
Yep.
That's the kind of laugh you'll get.
It's like
and it's
when-
real quick. You can find shit to do during that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like 3/4 of a second.
You're
Like,
right
so
back
come on
in.
down here.
Like people at a Shakespeare festival who understand why Shakespeare said that French people are fat or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like,
Not
I
real.
get it.
Not
You
real.
might as well just say, I get it.
Not real laughter.
Yeah.
Ghost them. While they're laughing real hard, just leave.
Just leave.
Ghost.
leave.
Or
Just
get
get
really good
ghost.
at
Hop on a train.
mugging. Just get really good at mugging. Look at them.
Yeah.
Take it in. Enjoy
Yeah.
it. Stop apologizing.
Ring it out.
Just like it.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know.
smile.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, the point
Either
of
that or stop talking.
Look, here's the point of making somebody laugh. When you make somebody laugh, for a brief moment, you've reprogrammed their brain
Yes.
to have control over them.
Yeah.
That's why we've all gotten into this business.
Yeah.
We just want those
Programming brains.
brief moments where we control our peers rather than them looking down upon us. So revel in that. In that
Yes.
moment, you are like unto a king or queen. You are like unto a god.
Yeah.
You're controlling the very unconscious physical reactions of your opponents / friends.
If
You're not wrong.
If this was thousands of years ago, you could be killing them all.
Yeah, and eating their hearts.
Yes, and taking all of their food and supplies and things like that.
My recommendation
by making them laugh.
My recommendation is paint yourself gold while they're laughing. Then they'll know who the
But
real god is.
Leave one little spot open because you don't want to suffocate.
You do not want to suffocate. No, you want to leave. You know what you do is you put. I don't know if you know this, Rhea. I don't know if you put straws up your nose before you paint your entire body gold.
Yes.
You're going to want to shave your body too, because
Yeah.
otherwise it's not going to take the paint properly.
It won't.
Or just dye the body hair.
Or you can prime it. You can prime
sure.
yourself. Put a little
I mean,
primer
if you're
on
here
there.
in Los Angeles, I think getting gold dyed body hair is a little easier than it is in Canada.
Yeah.
Because there's all those gold dyed body hair salons. The Kardashians just opened a whole chain of dye your body hair gold.
Sure. I mean,
salons.
who else would do it?
Rhea, what do you got on the Yahoo front there?
We're not doing the. When do we?
No, we're saving the last
Okay.
one.
Okay. Sorry. Oh yes, got it. Okay. Sent in by Drew Davenport from Yahoo Answers user concerned.
Thank you, Drew Davenport, the great Drew Davenport.
The great Drew Davenport of couch making fame, right?
Yeah.
Sofa making fame.
Yeah.
Can you unknowingly sign away your organs like Dilbert? I was reading my Dilbert calendar, and in it, he unknowingly signs away his organs when signing a software services contract. They then come to harvest his organs. Is it possible to have that happen in real life?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's real. Everything in Dilbert is real.
Yeah, Dilbert's a documentary cartoon.
Right, yeah, I have a tie just like that. It points straight up to the sky.
Right
I
up
think
to the
it
sky.
is so revolutionary. Like when you talk about the great documentarians, the Maisels brothers, Errol Morris, Werner Herzog,
Sure. The Sarah Koenig.
Sarah Koenig. from the podcast.
The Sarah Kane.
Well, I mean, listen, it's a documentary podcast, right?
Yeah. Great
when
point.
when you talk about great documentarians, I feel like too few people mention Dilbert creator Scott Dickers.
Adams.
Adams?
Yeah, I
Scott
think,
Adams. Scott
yeah.
Dickers is the former editor of The Onion.
Oh,
Scott
okay, yeah,
Adams.
Scott Adams.
Scott Adams, who used to work at PG&E or something.
Yeah. And now writes crazy right-wing
Does he really?
screeds. I think, yeah. I might be spreading lies.
I'm
but I
getting
feel
a
like that's-
nod
getting a
outside
nod?
the booth.
Yeah. It feels true, doesn't it?
That feels right.
Yeah. Feels good.
With a name like Dilbert. Mm-hmm. It's going to go downhill from there.
I think Dilbert could win the Republican primary. It's wide open
I do
right
too.
now. You know?
Yeah.
And he's got a real kinship with the common man.
Absolutely. He understands the ins and outs.
Much more so than Donald Trump, who's leading the pack right now.
Oh my God. I have talked to way too many normal people that are like, I like his ideas.
Name one.
Yeah, what's
Name.
They don't live in this
And then,
state
yeah.
or this side of the country at all.
Yeah.
They live in the flyover states, or what I like to call the Pepsi states.
Winning against China, that's one of his great ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what, would
We're
you
gonna
rather
win a
lose
lot.
against China?
Yeah, we're going to win a lot. We're going to be tired of winning. We're going to win so
You
much.
guys really
It's
starting
real
to
things.
I
that he
don't mean
says.
to be mean about this, but you guys are really starting to sound like losers. So my wife's sister just texted her asking if we have any room on our Netflix account for her to use. I'm not sure why, but I really don't want to give her our password. I think it's the whole, hey, since you're already paying for this thing that I want, can I have some aspect of it? She makes her own money and is definitely capable of starting a subscription.
Yeah.
It's not that she has a hard time starting projects. In other words, I know technically it won't cost us any money, but I don't want this Netflix leech hanging on to us for as long as she can. If we say yes, how long until she's asking for our HBO Now account? Or Amazon Prime? How can we say no to this without seeming like selfish and cheap? Are we being selfish and cheap? Sincerely, Netflix and Not So Chill in Alaska.
Okay.
Ooh, nachos chill. It's funny that he says at the end, we.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, he was saying I. And then he's like, are we being cheap about this, bringing the wife back into it?
Yeah, as though...
So that I would love to know if the wife is like, hey, my sister wants to be on this Netflix thing. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
To his wife.
This is some sister-in-law shit. Like, let's get
He
real.
also
This
doesn't
isn't some
use the
Netflix
phrase
account.
sister-in-law.
Yeah,
He's
this
like,
is
my
some,
wife's sister.
This is some sister-in-law shit.
Yeah. And this is something the wife definitely shrugged off on him. She wants to say no, but she doesn't want to do it herself.
Right. She wants
so
to
she's
blame
making
him for
him do it, and he's uncomfortable.
This is raw as hell.
Yeah, it really
This
is.
is serious. This is a serious family situation. This could tear this family apart
I
like
say-
the Thornbirds.
Ghost him.
Is that
Yeah.
in the 70s? Was the Thornbirds in the 70s?
it
Famous
was in the
television
70s.
miniseries.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You
was
know
it
what?
late 70s, though?
Like Dallas. Is that in the 80s?
That's
Oh,
the
70s.
It's not the 80s.
What's the
70s and
80s? Miami Vice.
Miami
Yeah.
Vice.
This could
Dynasty.
tear this family
LA Law.
up. Dynasty.
Dynasty.
That's what I need. Dynasty.
Falcon Crest?
Falcon Crest,
Dynasty.
yeah. It was probably like 79.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which is
here's
basically 1980.
here's what he should do. Yeah, it's same thing basically.
This
everyone
could
was
tear
wearing.
this family apart like the Jacksons' victory tour.
There it is.
Yeah.
He should give her the password.
Yeah.
And then add that spooky movie to her queue that you die after 7 days.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Yeah.
But not the movie about that, the actual
The
thing.
actual movie from
The
the
movie.
movie.
The actual
The
movie.
killer
So she
movie.
watches it and then she'll die after and then she'll
Right.
be a ghost.
Yeah. Perfect.
Right.
And also make her settings like for kids only.
Yes.
Make it so that she can't change it. And then
Yes.
she's like, damn it.
That's exactly it.
Then she has to get her own thing.
I think things are showing up in my Amazon that I did not watch. I think Lindsay probably stole my Amazon password.
Ooh.
Because there are
She is quite the
animes
hacker.
appearing in my Amazon Prime you just watched, like finish watching this. Mm-hmm. I think that Lindsay logged into my thing so she could watch Janet Varney on Legend of Korra or something. And now all my recommendations are for, weird foreign cartoons.
Strange. Very strange.
I
You don't want to
definitely blame
become the
Lindsay for
chicken.
this. I know. I don't want to be called the chicken.
I don't want to become called the chicken.
I have moved into a new apartment in Scotland only to discover my room is mega chill. Even in 2 sweaters, wool socks, and hat, I, a seasoned Canadian, am
cold.
uncomfortably cold. I've slept in this sad room one night and have already developed a dreadful case of the sniffles. I'm tempted to throw myself on the mercy of Scottish Walmart and buy every electric blanket and space heater in sight, but I'm on a pathetic student's budget. Do you have any tips on keeping warm? Since signed, the little match girl. You could light the whole place on fire.
That's true.
Set
Then
it
you get
ablaze.
then you get a nice
Doesn't get much
insurance
hotter than
settlement.
that. Yeah. And if you get more than one electric blanket or space heater, that will already happen.
You know what? You saying the phrase "hot, hot, hot" makes me think of an '80s reference I should make, which is maybe just invite Buster Poindexter over.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's always a hot time when he's around.
Yeah.
Or
The
Hot
Cure.
Time in the City with Billy Idol, you know?
Sure.
Isn't that Billy Idol?
No, that was Billy. Oh boy.
Hot in the
Time.
City.
Nick
I'm
Gilder.
thinking of a different song.
Hot Child in the City.
Tonight.
Hot in the City was Billy
Yep,
Idol.
okay.
Yeah.
My
But I
bad.
think,
I'm mixing my
from
Billies.
the '70s.
I'm tripping Billies over here.
Trippin' Billies. There's a woman at my gym with the Dave Matthews Band Fire Lady tattoo, like in tramp stamp position, and
That's forever.
it's impossible for me to take a person seriously with
It's
that.
in there
That's
forever.
amazing.
It's
It's in
your
there
skin.
forever.
She
It's
went-
not even a bumper sticker.
No.
A bumper sticker would be bad enough.
Or a
It would
t-shirt,
last the
you can
life of your
throw it
car.
away.
Yeah.
She
That's
went
on
to
your body
the,
forever.
She went to the tattoo man and said to him, "I've got this Dave Matthews CD. I'd like you to put on my body for the rest
for
of
the
my
rest
life."
of my
I
life.
love Dave. I hated the way in high school there was a summer into my senior year in high school that everyone got into Dave Matthews, and all they referred to him as simply Dave
Oh, boy.
the entire school year, and I hated it because everybody went to this one concert in Akron at Blossom Music Center. Everybody, and they just referred to him as Dave. Did you go to Dave? Dave? Yeah, you were at Dave, right? Oh, I hated it. I ghosted them all.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Anyway,
Throw a
Billies.
smoke bomb and run away.
Yeah.
If you see any more of those people.
I'm still dealing with the emotional after effects of Tori and Ani from high school, and I have respect for both of them as
Did you see them on
people and
Lilith?
artists. No, I did not. But
Others did.
if you're in the theater department of an arts high school in 1998, that's what's
doctor.
popping.
Sure.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's some serious overall action going on in that community. Yeah. That was some real shit.
Wow. That actually sounds like a really great time to be alive.
The Ani DeFranco. Well, I think it's a great time.
1998?
I mean,
to be
there's
young,
no
to be young
doubt,
and arty.
There's no doubt that it was a great time to be a lady in a theater high school in San Francisco.
Sure.
Because you could just go full on fucking Tori Amos.
No shoes.
Emotional collapse at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Of course.
Because that was like what you're supposed to be doing because you're an actress.
Oh God, that sounds so satisfying.
And you can be as brave and powerful as Ani DeFranco is.
Oh.
And then I'll just be like, well, I mean, I would like to be friends with Maceo Parker. She's friends with Maceo Parker.
Fuck, man.
She's met Prince.
God, that sounds so good. That sounds so freeing.
Yeah.
You can't imagine how difficult it was growing up like repressed and Catholic. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the way I still dress. I'm 44 years old. You know what I mean? Like it's
You mean like a handsome guy,
Oh, but
Dave?
no, thanks. But like, but to when I'm to go through the turbulent years and have to pretend that you're not going through the turbulent years is a lot of fucking work.
It is
and
a lot of
I'm
work.
really jealous of people who like went to places where it's like, you fucking do mushrooms and you jump out of a tree and you break your leg or whatever, and that's just shit that people do. Like that's God damn it, I'm so jealous.
I feel like multiple people that I went to high school with went to Burning Man.
Yes.
Like, as 15-year-olds.
The Dave
like,
Matthews
good
concert
Burning
was the
Man.
craziest thing that anybody in my high school did.
People were trying to get their driver's license at 16 so they could finally drive their art car.
Yeah.
God. Was it a Volkswagen?
I was like the squarest guy in my entire high school, by far.
See, I realized the other day that I was like the weirdest person at my high school. Wow. Because as I was listening to Serial, they were talking about like, oh yeah, it's just who you went to for this, everybody just knew he was like the bad kid or whatever. And I went, who was that? Oh shit, I think it was me. Because I couldn't think of anybody else, so it had to be me, right?
But you're so regular, Rhea.
I know, Jesse, I know.
You're wearing a baseball hat. You're
I
on
know,
a
I'm wearing a
baseball
baseball
team,
hat.
Rhea. How much more regular could you be than to be on a baseball team?
Well, I am a woman,
yeah, that's true.
so that is the weird part.
What position do you play?
I was playing third,
Yeah.
but
you
I
got
also
the arm for that?
I do have the arm for that.
How do you feel about charging in on a bunt?
Oh, I always charge on a bunt.
Yeah.
My knees are bad right now, though. I was
Oh.
playing in a fall league. I was playing second. You know, that's fine. I play second. Also got hit in the face in the last game because I was playing second.
Ooh, one time,
not good.
the only time my baseball team growing up, I always played in park leagues, and the park that I played at, our team was always bad. Every year it was bad. And basically, like the main difference between the good teams and the bad teams in my league was the good teams came from out in the avenues in San Francisco, and they would just have like 3 or 4 giant Pacific Islander people who were like 2 feet taller than everyone else. Dudes and ladies. There was a lady named Leslie, I remember. She was amazing. She was like the best player in the entire league. She was like a foot taller than me.
Was it Leslie Jones?
It was Leslie Jones from Saturday Night Live, but Samoan.
Okay.
And and our team was bad every year. And then one year we made the playoffs, and it was like the most thrilling thing in our entire life that we made the Mustang League playoffs. And our best player was this guy named Philip, who was a Seventh-day Adventist, and I would always see him out with his parents on 16th Street in San Francisco on Saturdays, like passing out final calls, or no, that's the Nation of Islam.
Final countdowns?
Yeah, the final countdown.
Maxi single?
Yeah, on single.
We can't get out of the 80s.
Singles of the final countdown.
I'd stay there forever.
And Philip was our pitcher, so he pitched like the first 4. Like he pitched as much as you were allowed to pitch because you weren't allowed to pitch the whole game. And then he went into left field. Somebody singled into left field, threw it to me. Philip threw it into me at second base. It skipped off a rock, hit me in the head, gave me a concussion.
Oh my God.
And I had to be taken out of like the 4th inning of the only playoff game we ever made it to.
Oh man.
It was like so crushing.
Brutal.
It was so crushing to me. It was the low point of my entire childhood, probably.
Yeah.
Well, second to that time, I lost to the kid who wasn't even wearing a real fucking costume. It's just
Yes,
his
when he
dad's
won the
uniform for work.
Diet 7-Up.
Dead dad's uniform.
It was before September 11th, too. I mean, it's not like it was
Of course.
We weren't fetishizing
after,
it yet.
Yeah. Give me a break. What do you got on the Yahoos, Rhea?
Oh, on the Yahoos, let's see. This is also sent in by Drew Davenport.
The great Drew Davenport.
No username.
Drew Davenport's a real piece of beefcake.
Oh yeah, real
sounds
slice
like
of
it.
He's a big, tough, handsome guy.
hunk of beef.
Yeah, I met that guy.
Alliterated name is really that's
Double D.
It just
DD.
like it.
Hey DD.
It
A
connotes
masculine
hotness.
DD.
It suggests hotness.
Like the
does.
great Dee Ramone. Probably
Indeed.
the best rapper in the Ramones.
Okay.
The
Great
only one
point.
who put out a terrible rap album anyway.
Did he really?
Yeah, there's a song called Half German Kid, and it has a part in the rap that goes, I feel comfortable with this because once long ago, before he died, he was scheduled to be on The Sound of Young America and just wasn't home. And his wife said he had just gone to the grocery store. But then we just played his whole rap album because we were so upset and didn't know what else to do to fill the time.
Yeah.
But he had a song called Half German Kid that went, did you ever see a glider flying in the wind? I bet you didn't know I'm half German.
Ooh.
Boy, that's bad
Hey.
on many levels.
Let's know.
At some point, he probably said what his name was and what he was there to say. Right?
Yes,
on that album.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Apparently, like from what I've heard, like he just started showing up to Ramones gigs in like a full like Beastie Boys outfit,
Right.
because he was an insane person and genuinely believed he could make rap the next big part of his career.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That makes that I love him now.
Yeah.
All I can say is wow. So from Drew Davenport, we don't have a user, Yahoo user, but the question is finding out what Hogwarts house someone is in an acceptable prerequisite for dating them?
God, I hate Drew Davenport so
What
much.
has happened to the world?
Oh, I hate
him
Drew
so
Davenport.
I
He's
wanna
bringing us.
know-
much.
He's bringing us good times.
Nothing like this ever happened in the 80s.
No, it didn't. I mean, maybe to children, and then they got to a certain point and was like, yeah, no, I've
I've
I'm
grown
an
up.
adult.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. I miss adulthood. I really do. There's so few examples of it.
It was such
in
a
today's
sliver
world.
of time
Yeah.
where people were adults.
Okay, one last question before we get out of here. I Tindered while drunk last night and ended up flirting with a coworker.
Yeah.
Turns out I don't want to pursue this, but now I don't know how to artfully extricate myself from this inter-office no-mance. Got any advice for me? A bit of a dumbo who feels a lot of a jerk? Sincerely, tipsy tinderer.
Tipsy Tinderer. You know, there's a theme, and it's like everybody thinks that the world wants to fucking hang out with them all the time. You know what I mean? Like, why
it
don't
from
you maybe
Dave.
think
Dave, you
Nobody
are so
wants to
much
hang
more
out with you.
brutal than the McElroy brothers. You're like the world's most brutal McElroy brother.
But I mean, honestly, like, if you think of the ambivalence that you're feeling, 80% of the people who have questions this week, and think about the fact that the other people might be feeling that too. You know what I mean? This person was probably drunk too and is probably just as mortified. Drunk Tinderer. I mean, if you're... Yeah, no.
The world is a cold and and unkind place.
Untrue. The world is a great place, but you just have to manage your expectations of
Yes.
the world.
And to put a slightly positive spin on it, like, you will feel better if you stop caring what other people think all the time.
Yes.
Obviously, don't lose it completely to where you have, like, no empathy and you also don't care about what you do, because then you'll just become a huge jerk.
Let's be honest.
But
It's a
better-
delicate balance.
It's better
Yeah.
to, even in a small high school, it's better to have these friends than no friends.
Of course, yes, use people as much as you want.
Yeah.
However, do
Until
not
you use
get
them up.
spun into the fact that they might be concerned about you, because they do not care.
Right. Yeah,
they
and-
have all of their shit going on.
Yeah. Guy who ghosted, if the friends were like so desperate to find out what was going on with you and why you ghosted or whatever, they could text. That takes 1 second.
Yeah.
We don't know how
They may have ghosted you.
They
you
may have
dummy.
ghosted you.
They have ghosted you as well.
We don't know how deep this guy ghosted, though. This guy could be this. I mean, this
Deep
could be
ghost.
like the level of deep ghost that your television agent pulled
Yeah,
on
sure.
you,
Yeah,
Dave.
it could be like a Jennifer Garner and Alias kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like he could have just taken on a completely new identity.
So many ghosts, he doesn't even know what a ghost is anymore.
No.
Okay. This week's theme music on My Brother, and Me, and every week's theme music on My Brother and My Brother and Me from our great friend John Roderick and the Long Winters. It's a departure. Thank you to him for letting us use that on this show. Dave Holmes is the host of International Waters right here on
Yes.
MaximumFun.org. It is a pop culture quiz show.
It's real fun.
It is real fun, real funny. A team of British comedians competes against a team of American comedians to determine international pop culture supremacy.
That's correct.
It's a delight twice a month on the MaximumFun.org network.
This is all true.
It is one of the funniest shows you could ever hope to listen to.
Yeah.
Rhea Butcher, the co-host of Wham Bam Pow with Rhea and Ricky, the action and sci-fi movie podcast
Indeed it
smash
is.
hit.
Smash hit.
Rhea is literally the world's foremost Back to the Future obsessive. The fact that we've made it through this entire show where we were making 80s references and Rhea didn't.
I only made one.
Oh, okay.
I did make one Back to the Future Part 2 reference early on when we were
Oh.
talking about becoming chicken.
I mean,
said
to
it
be
was
fair,
anime.
the whole part
version.
where we were talking about Dave dressing up like a punk rock guy, I didn't talk about my hobby horse, which is Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. The
Whales.
Star Trek fish out of water comedy.
I love that one.
In more ways than one, it's a literal
Time
fish out of
travel.
water. Although whales are mammals. Send your comments to the McElroy brothers on Twitter, please. Rhea and I. Oh, I'm the host of Bullseye with Jesse Thorn, the NPR show on your local NPR station and via podcast. In-depth interviews with important figures from the worlds of art and culture that are fun, fascinating, and funny. Sometimes stand-up comedy, culture recommendations, a really fun show, and the vulgar comedy talk fest that is called Jordan Jesse Go. Now celebrating roughly its 1200th year.
Yeah.
Of
Kinda
moderate
been at it
success.
for a minute.
Wow, has it been that long?
Yeah, I know. 1,200 years since the Moguls ruled Persia. And I'm on the Bailiff on the Judge John Hodgman podcast, where questions like this get decided much more definitively, but with less fanciful goofs. Rhea, you've got one last Yahoo answer for us to go out on?
I also completely forgot to mention that I will be on tour this fall.
Oh my gosh.
Starting very soon. You can find that on my website, which is just my name, rheabutcher.com.
Rhea is a hilarious stand-up comedian.
I am indeed.
Probably the only stand-up comedian you will ever bust your gut laughing at, who's also both a successful second baseman and a former professional skateboarder.
I am.
Yeah.
I am all three
all
of
of
those
that.
things.
I know, isn't
Love
that cool?
all of that.
Rhea's cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty cool.
I like
have
and
a,
admire Rhea Butcher.
I have a Portland Mavericks t-shirt on right now.
Yeah.
How cool is that? How cool is
Fucking
that?
cool. Great boots.
So I went to your
Yeah,
thank
great
you.
really solid boots.
The
Red Wing
jeans
Iron
are cuffed
Ranger.
Selvage denim.
exactly the right way.
APC's Petite Standard.
Oh, pompadour to fucking die for. Very cool.
Guys,
Pump
all
to
of this
die.
is true.
Very cool.
So it's a podcast. You'll
It's
just
a
have to look me up.
Bummer you live in Los Angeles because I want to see how you layer in the
Right?
winter months. I
Me
really
too.
do.
It is a bummer that I live here because I want to see me layer as well.
Yeah.
But that's why I go on tour so I can layer in other places.
I
pictures.
literally just went on a layering tour of Scandinavia. Yeah, I went to Oslo, Stockholm, and Copenhagen specifically so I could do some layering.
Just a layer. And hey, this should go to the person in Scotland.
Yeah.
Just layer.
Yeah. Just
Layer,
get some
layer.
Oh,
layers.
yeah. Did we ever
There's
answer
some
that at all?
beautiful Woolrich blankets that are great. Made in the
Yeah.
USA. Buy one of those. That'll
Yeah,
keep you
yeah.
nice and warm.
Yeah, layer. Put blankets on.
Yeah,
dummy.
so the
Or
she
you could
said,
just
she
get a
said
$20 space heater.
Yeah, exactly.
Another option
Make
for
sure
you.
you turn it
Keep
on
all-
and off.
Yes,
Remember
keep your
that
blankets
off.
away
Yeah.
from it.
Off. So the She Said tour starts up this fall. Check it out on my website. And our final Yahoo is sent in by Rachel Sperling from Yahoo Answers user Owen.
Thank you, Rachel, the great Rach-tacular.
Rach Spur. Go Rachel Spurs. Is only wanting male Pokemon in my party make me sexist?
You know what? It's really about ethics in gaming journalism.
Yeah.
The
Ethics and
McElroy
Pokemon.
brothers will be back next week on My Brother and Me. Kiss your sister-in-law square on the mouth.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.
I'm Jesse Thorn.
I'm Jordan Morris.
The federal government has millions of dollars in programs and opportunities that you need to seize today.
You're a taxpayer, right? Well, then you've got it coming.
Thanks to Uncle Sam, you can get grant programs for veterans,
Postage stamps that'll ensure your mail gets there in a timely fashion.
fruit for you and your family.
Childcare for your children that turns them into super soldiers.
Get $1 million to open your own lake.
Useful power tools that are easy on your soft, delicate hands.
Your own personal radioactive brick.
More sexual attention from everyone at the used bookstore.
Greyhound tickets.
Soft, gentle kisses from TV's John Goodman.
A real narwhal.
Athletic socks filled with stew.
A valuable pamphlet on millet.
Your father's approval.
Don't wait. Right now.
For all of this and more, drop us a line.
Jordan Jesse Go, 123 iTunes Street, or wherever you download podcasts.